Today, we are going to be chatting about weight loss. And specifically, I'm going to be talking about how to get healthy, sustainable weight loss without messing up your hormones. This is so important for you to understand because many of us start to follow weight loss tips that are going to harm our hormones 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line. So I'm going to be talking about the 3 things to be avoiding and the 3 things to be doing, plus a little bonus tip for you all. Welcome back to my channel. I am Randy DeCalloway, your holistic nutritionist and integrative health practitioner, and also personal trainer. I'm so excited to talk to you about weight loss today and how not to deplete your hormones or your metabolism long term, because many of the tips we follow in the beginning of our weight loss journey will cause our metabolism to slow down and our hormones to go out of balance. And that is something we do not want, because in the long run, that could cause weight gain instead of that sustainable weight loss. Now, when it comes to weight loss, I want to make it very clear that I want everyone to be comfortable in their bodies, feel sexy, and to be healthy. It's all about health, because having excess fat on your body can lead to so many diseases down the road, not just hormonal problems. So it is so important that we are just healthy, but to also understand that the 6-pack abs is not necessarily healthy either. That's the other extreme. So I'm here to bring you this balance so that our bodies can thrive hormonally. And if we thrive hormonally, our future fertility will be so much better, right? We do need enough fat on our body as women to be able to get pregnant, because otherwise we can't host a pregnancy. Our hormones will be more out of whack because our hormones need fatty tissue. It's just how it is. But it's all about finding that perfect balance of what is your body type and how to work with your body type on being the best version of you. And part of health is sometimes weight loss. Sometimes that is where our journey starts. We know we have too much extra pounds on us, that we should start to slowly lose a bit to just get healthy so that our hormones even function better and our future fertility is amazing. Let's start with the 3 most common mistakes I see in the weight loss industry. So for the first one, it is cutting calories. You'll see it everywhere about going into a calorie deficit to lose weight. Here's the thing. It will work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to work. It's going to work for the first few months. And then you're going to have a problem down the road because you are eating so low calories. That might be like 1,200 calories, which is not enough. And then what? Like, what if you want to go on vacation? You're going to easily gain that weight back because you're going to consume more food because you want to enjoy yourself. So the problem is with cutting calories, we are not taking into consideration that we are also going to slow down our metabolism. When we slow down our metabolism, we have to stay in that category of that calorie range. And that's just not feasible long term. We want to be able to be eating more food and not gaining the weight, right? So the goal is to actually work on improving our metabolism so that we can burn through those calories that we are consuming. And sometimes that takes some training on our body. So if you have gone down this rabbit hole and you've cut calories, and now every time you increase your calories, you gain weight, it's time to very, very slowly start to increase your calories over time so that your body gets used to more calories, and over time your metabolism will boost. This is a slow process and it's often called reverse dieting. So if that's you may want to seek help on that, but I need you to understand That is the first mistake you can make. And this is where yo-yo dieting comes in so much, because you'll cut calories and then it won't be sustainable. Then you start to eat those calories again. Now you've gained more weight than what you started off with, and you're very unhappy. And that's just not fun. So that's the first mistake. 2 is following a fad diet. The problem with this is you're going to get started on this diet, whatever it is. If it's keto, really strict intermittent fasting, low carb, Atkins diet, FODMAP. I mean, the list goes on and on of diets out there, even the ones that claim that's for health. You have to be extremely careful about this, because oftentimes they might be cutting out a macronutrient such as starches, which are so important for hormones. So the problem with these diets is, short term, they'll work and you'll see results. But long term, what do? It's not sustainable. You're not having fun. Like, you're always watching what you're eating and you're not enjoying life, and you feel so restricted. That is not something that is sustainable. And we want to have sustainable weight loss and sustainable health, right? Because once we get to our weight that is realistically healthy for us, we need to sustain that. And the way to sustain it is to find a diet, or I would say a nutrition plan, that really works with your lifestyle, and that isn't just like you fitting into this category or bubble. So look out for those fad diets and look out to be relying on them long term. Okay. Low carb could be beneficial for 3 weeks, but then you have to shift. So you need a plan that helps you shift, right? You can't just be stuck in this box. That is not sustainable at all. Even though you may feel great for this month and you might feel great 3 months from now, but what about a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? This is a lifetime. We want to be successful over a lifetime, and we do not want to continue this yo-yo of trying all these diets that do not work long term. The third mistake I see people make in the weight loss industry is going all cardio. That's the only form of exercise they do. And they'll do it for 30 minutes, and then they'll increase it to 45 minutes, and then they'll increase it to 60 minutes. Well, where's the end, right? So they get stuck into the cardio rabbit hole. Or there's the other side of the spectrum where it's like they just do resistance training. That's all they do is resistance training, no cardio. Resistance training will get you body composition results with muscle and everything, but there are health benefits to doing cardio. So you do need both. One extreme to the other extreme is not the solution, okay? Will you see results with one of these two plans? If you haven't done anything so far and you start with cardio, you're going to see results within the first few months. And same with resistance training. You could see a lot of results over even a year's time. But what about 5 years from now, right? Like, you might find that you completely plateau, and cardio can sometimes bring in these benefits to your resistance training. So we need both. Now let's talk about the 3 things to do for healthy, maintainable weight loss. So for number 1, let's get ourselves onto eating real foods. These are the foods you find in the grocery store, such as an apple, a banana, kale, red meat, chicken, foods you can pick up in your hand that are not in a box. Okay, so let's start by implementing more real foods into our life. What I do want you to start off with when making your plate with these real foods is to have half your plate filled with non-starchy veggies. That's where you could start. Fill that plate with vegetables, especially at lunch and dinner, and you will see amazing results long term, not just for weight loss, but for overall health. All right. Our body needs the micronutrients inside of those vegetables, and you cannot go wrong with vegetables. So that's what you want to start with, half your plate filled with vegetables. And if there's a diet you want to follow the Mediterranean diet. Includes tons of fruits and vegetables, includes a little bit of fish and meats for protein and includes starches. The Mediterranean diet is the one that has been researched the most and honestly shows the most health benefits. We don't need to start labeling all these other diets that, oh, this is the way our ancestors ate and this and that and that. No, let's look at certain parts of the research when it comes to nutrition and not overcomplicate it. So Mediterranean style diet is what I recommend all my clients to follow. If you do want to follow a vegan meal plan, like you want to live a vegan lifestyle or you want to live a plant-based lifestyle, that is okay. I will support you through that. But please just understand, if you are starting somewhere, the healthiest diet that's been shown for years and years is just the simple Mediterranean diet. So now that you know what to eat, basically real foods that you can buy in the produce section, the question is what about your calories? Because it's such a big topic in the weight loss industry, and knowing how many calories to consume can be very important. The thing is with calorie consumption, it's really bio-individual, right? What I would recommend is, if you do not have an eating disorder, you could track your calories for the next 3 to 5 days and see what your average is like. How many calories are you consuming right now? What is your BMI like? Okay, and how much should I be consuming based on that? So that can give you a good indication of like if you are eating too many calories or if you do need to eventually work on increasing your calorie consumption. But I wouldn't worry too much about your calories right away. I would really focus on eating 3 meals a day, fully nurturing meals that contain protein, non-starchy veggies, a little bit of starchy veggies, and a healthy fat. I would really start there. And then if you are not seeing the weight loss goals based on what you are implementing, then start to see where are your calories at, where's your BMI at, should I maybe be reducing my calorie consumption or increasing it? The reason you might have to increase it too is because you might be starting to also exercise. So you want to be working with your exercise at increasing these calories. It's not as simple as black and white, and I wish it was, but I will link up some calculators below that you can just like use to kind of see where might be a good spot for you to be at. But it is really important to be making sure you are eating enough. The second tip for weight loss is movement and exercise. So with movement and exercise, I want you to assess where you are right now and where you are slowly going to proceed to, because this is going to help with metabolism, but we don't want to throw everything at our body at once. That is just going to backfire and it won't be sustainable long term. So the first place to start is, am I getting 10,000 steps a day? If no, slowly work your way up to 10,000 steps. Once you've hit that for a week, then you can move on to doing a 20-minute cardio session. That feels good. After a few weeks, now we can start to implement resistance training, which you would start with just body weight. So slowly over time, you can build this exercise routine and it will help improve your metabolism slowly over time, which is good because your metabolism doesn't change overnight. It takes time. Your cells take 3 months to turn over. It takes time to train the body. So don't try to do everything all at once, because it can be too much for your body depending where you are starting, especially if you haven't worked on nutrition before. You're finally feeding your body the micronutrients it needs from those vegetables. It takes time for those cells to turn over, which will give you energy and strength to get results with the workouts. And the working out is so critical for weight loss. And the reason for this is because it's going to really help boost your metabolism so that you aren't storing the extra calories you may have to start consuming in your fatty tissue. And it gets used as energy. So that is my advice on the exercise and movement component. Number 3 is lifestyle. And what I'm lumping into the lifestyle component here is sleep and daylight. These 2 things are so important for weight loss. And you might be like, why? Because people who sleep less than 7 hours a night or who are working lots of shift work, have a harder time losing weight because their body is under more stress. You need the recovery at night. So you need to be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. This can depend on your body type, your age, but sleep is so important for your circadian rhythm and your hormones. And if you have healthy hormones, weight loss will come a lot easier, because if your hormones are out of balance, then you can also be packing on weight. And we really don't want to be gaining that extra weight. We don't want our hormones to be out of balance. Now, for daylight, and especially in summer, sunshine is so important because that will help our circadian rhythm. It will help us sleep. It will help us with our energy levels throughout the day. If we have good energy, we are going to feel motivated to continue our nutrition plan and to continue exercising. Remember, that's really important. We have to have a healthy lifestyle to continue this motivation, because otherwise, if you're having all these lows and highs in energy, it's going to be really hard to continue this plan that you've been working so hard on. So those are the 3 things that are going to help you lose weight, but also help you maintain it long term, is the nutrition, the exercise, then the lifestyle, which included the sleep and daylight. And these 3 things may not be as sexy as you thought or as simple as you thought they would be, but if you do them correctly and slowly build on these 3 tips over time, you will have sustainable weight loss for not just the following year, but for 5 years, 10 years from now. You're going to be preventing disease. You're going to be having amazing hormonal health, and you're going to have amazing future fertility, so that when you do want to get pregnant, you're not going to have any problems, because you're eating the starches that you need. You're getting enough calories, right? You don't have to go through months and months of having to reverse diet and fix your exercise and all these issues that you could have been causing right now in the new year. That is why it's so important to pick long-term healthy habits versus the short-term gain. Short-term gain is only going to get you so far, whether that's 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Eventually it's going to come all crashing down on you. And that's when your hormones are going to be really out of whack. Your energy is going to be so low, and you're going to be so frustrated with yourself. So I would love for you to avoid that and just start going on the right path of focusing on weight loss, but for health and your hormones, right? Long term. Think long term, not short term. Now, my 4th little bonus tip for you all is to do a functional medicine detox 4 times a year with the seasons. Now, this is not your typical detox that you see on the market of like, oh, do this detox and you'll get these results, da, 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 da. Okay, it's not a marketing gimmick. And the reason I call it a functional medicine detox is because nutritionists, naturopaths, functional medicine doctors understand what a detox is supposed to look like. And it's not a fad diet. I wish I could name it something else, since the marketing world has taken the word detox out of context. But at the end of the day, it is called a detox. So what it does is it helps support our liver, which detoxifies the body from environmental toxins, food toxins, kind of everything you can see. Sometimes the garbage that just gets into our body because of modern day life, and doesn't mean that you have to hide under the couch. This allows us to take a step back and reset our body by doing a week detox where we eat super clean. We do reduce calories quite a bit, but it just allows the body to really clean itself up. And then you go back to eating your healthy diet. All right. So it implements the Mediterranean diet. So it implements meats, it implements plant-based foods. So whether you are plant-based, you can just focus on the plant-based proteins. Or if you do consume meat or fish, those are options in there as well. I'm going to link it up below. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video about what a detox is versus a cleanse and all this stuff. Just be extremely careful of what is out on the market. But this detox has transformed my life and my husband's life. It's how we maintain our health throughout the year and feel great in our bodies. So With that all being said, I hope you enjoyed this weight loss video. I hope you enjoyed the 3 things not to do and to look out for, and the 3 things to start doing this year so that you can achieve healthy weight loss long term. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay up to date when the next video comes out.